Today we'll be beginning with the second unit under Banking Operations and Innovation. The chapter is called as a Collecting Banker. So these are the topics we're going to study. We're going to study who is a collecting banker, what are his duties and responsibilities as a collecting banker, and the special rights that he has according to the RBI, and also what are the statutory protection that the Reserve Bank of India provides for every collecting banker. So these are the topics or contents we'll be covering under this unit. Let's begin with the meaning. A collecting banker is the one who undertakes to collect various types of instruments representing money in favor of his customer or on his own behalf from draws of these instruments from the paying banker. Now, very simple idea. When you hear the word collecting banker, right, what do you understand? Collecting means the banker is collecting money. Okay, now let's say I have issued a check to you worth rupees 1000. Okay, I have issued a check to you worth rupees 1000. Okay, so you take that check and deposit or give it to your respective bank wherever you are holding a account in. So your bank is going to collect money from my bank. In simple, if I am an account holder in Canara Bank and you are an account holder in SBI Bank, so SBI Bank will collect the money on behalf of you from Canara Bank. Is that clear to you? So who is a collecting banker here? SBI Bank is acting as a collecting banker. What is it collecting? It is collecting the amount of money that is written on the check for the customer. Clear? That's the meaning of collecting banker. So today let's just keep it short and understand what are the duties and responsibilities of a collecting banker. There are 5 duties. Now here the first one is due care and diligence in collection of check. Now as I told you, just given an example about check, how important check plays a role especially in the business world, right? Now normally today we do not use much of checks because we all have the digital payment uh, ability now because of all the online payments or online remittances. We have phone pay or Google Pay, other applications that help us transfer money much quickly. But when I'm talking about business transaction, definitely we need to be even more careful, right? Because it's about a company's net worth or a company's reputation is also attached to when they issue the check. So when I'm talking about due care and diligence, when a trader or a businessman is issued his check to a supplier, okay, now that supplier from where he has purchased raw materials will go and present that check to his respective banker. Now that banker has to check every detail on the check leaf, right, with respect to date, name, amount in words and figures, right, and the signature. All these details have to be checked carefully. It's the primary duty of the collecting banker. Okay, check all the details of the check leaf and see if there's sufficient balance in that respective account, and then you honor the check. Okay, so you first check the details. Number 2, you check the balance in the account. Number 3, you honor the check. Okay, so if I've issued you 1000 rupees of check, okay, so your banker is going to check all the details, check whether there's a balance with me in my account, and then issue the 1000 rupees to your name. Second duty or responsibility is serving notice of dishonor. Let's say the check that I have issued to you has been dishonored. Now, why checks get dishonored? can be various reasons. Number one, the date, I've written the wrong date, okay, or I might have signed, my signature is not similar or is not the same as I've given the specimen signature. You remember, every time we open an application form, first unit we studied about partnership, joint firm, or clubs account, various accounts. When they open the account, they have to provide signatures, right? So every time they're making a transaction, bank is going to cross check with that specimen signature. Likewise, even today when I issue the check, if my signature is not according to the specimen signature, it is a little bit different, then of course the check will get dishonored. Is that clear? So dishonor, when it happens, whether the date is wrong or the signature is not right, etc. These are the possible ways when the check gets dishonored. Clear? Now here the point is serving notice. What do you mean by serving notice? That means if notice means information. Okay, if I have given you a check of rupees 1,000 and that check has got dishonored, isn't it the primary duty of the banker to inform you? Yes or no? That so and so check has got dishonored. We couldn't process the check because of so and so reason. Okay, so the bank has to explain to you or inform you the check has dishonored and why the check has dishonored. Now, in case the bank does not inform you regarding the dishonor of check, and tomorrow you suffer any kind of loss because he did not inform you, then who is said to be liable? The collecting banker is said to be liable. Let me repeat that. In case the collecting banker does not inform you regarding what? Regarding dishonor of the check, and because of the same you suffer some loss. Okay, so you think the check is honored and 1,000 rupees has been credited to your account. So happily what you would do, go to ATM, withdraw 500 rupees. But what does it say? ATM, your balance is nil, so we cannot withdraw 500 rupees. So immediately you will call up your bank and ask why I'm not able to withdraw the amount from my bank account. Then the banker will say, no, it has been dishonored, right? So it is the mistake of the collecting banker for not informing you. So you can blame the banker or the banker will be held liable. Okay. So the second responsibility is serving notice of dishonor, simply meaning inform the customer in case the check is dishonored. Number three is agent for collection. Every day there are so many checks that come to the bank. Yes or no? It's not just one customer or two customer. There are lakhs of people who put in their checks to the banker, right? So the banker acts as a agent for collection. Okay, so they pile up all the checks to one particular time limit, okay, and then start processing it. They might process it batch wise, right? Maybe with they can have a money limit or batch limit. Whatever the steps are for processing, they will start process. Okay, so when the banker, now there is something called as a clearing house, okay, where all the banks, okay, combine together and help each other in terms of clearing checks, which is called as what? Clearing house. Okay, so that way the bank is going to process the numerous checks every day that it receives through the clearing house. Got it? Number four is remittance of proceeds to customer. So in case the collecting banker has realized the check, okay, now the check has been honored. Okay, the collecting banker has collected money from my bank. Now, what is the next step he has to do? He has to remit the proceeds. That means he has to follow up that 1,000 rupees money as instructed by the customer. Now, customer says, give it to me in cash. He has to give it to you in cash. If you say, please transfer it to so and so account, the bank has to transfer it to so and so account. Okay, so how does the collecting banker remit the proceeds of the check? As instructed by the customer. If customer tells to give it in cash, banker has to give it in cash. If the banker says, I do not want in cash, please transfer it to a particular account. So banker has to follow your instruction and proceed or remit the proceeds into that particular account. Got it? The last one, collection of bills of exchange. Now, bills of exchange should examine, banker must examine the title of the depositor as a statutory protection which is given under the Negotiable Instruments Act. Now, first of all, what is a bill exchange and when does this bill of exchange arise? Now, I'm sure all of you have heard this concept of bill of exchange. Now, this bill arises only when there is a credit sale. When does it arise? Only when there is a credit sale. That is, when the seller sells his goods to the buyer. Okay, he's selling his goods to the buyer. The goods have been dispatched or reached the buyer, but buyer says, I cannot pay. Let's say the goods amounting rupees 5,000. I cannot pay 5,000 right now, but give me 3 months time. I will pay the amount. So is that a cash sale or a credit sale? That's a credit sale. You're enjoying the goods now, but you're promising to pay at a later point of time. Okay, so a bill of exchange arises when there is a credit sale. Okay, so what does seller do? Okay, fine, I will give you 3 months time. But just orally, if you're going to tell, does things work over here? No, everything works on proof or evidence in this today's world. So the seller is going to write a bill of exchange stating that the buyer has purchased from me so and so goods of so and so quantity and quality and so price and has promised to pay me within next 3 months of time period. Okay, so if he has purchased in Jan, he will have time until March 31st to repay rupees 5,000. Clear? So the seller is going to issue that bill of exchange to the buyer. So both of them will have a copy of the bill of exchange. So therefore, what is the fifth duty of the collecting banker? Is to collect bills of exchange. That means when during this time period of January to March, if the seller is in need of that money of rupees 5,000, can he go to the buyer and demand that money? No. But he cannot demand that money from the buyer. So what does he do? The seller goes to his banker. Is that clear? That's when collecting banker comes in the picture over here. The seller goes to the banker and shows the bill of exchange. Have you heard the concept of discounting bill of exchange? That is what is happening here. The seller will issue the bill of exchange to the banker and banker will receive the bill of exchange. Now what is the price of the bill? 5,000. Because the bank is going to pay the amount before the due date. Let's say the seller is showing the bill of exchange to the banker on the 1st of February. That means there are still 2 months time period for the bill of exchange to be matured. Okay, so what banker will do? Banker will cut commission charges let's say 500 rupees out of 5000 rupees. Okay, so he will cut 500 rupees, and then what he will do, the remaining 4500 rupees he will pay to seller. Clear to all of you? Seller will go to the banker. Banker will honor the bill of exchange and cut the commission charges of rupees 500 and pay the remaining 4500 to the seller. Is that clear? Later what happens, once 31st March occurs, whom does the buyer pay now rupees 5000? The buyer has to pay the complete amount of 5000 to not the seller but to the banker. Is that clear? So now banker will collect the entire 5000 rupees amount from the buyer. Is that clear? So that's the meaning of collection of bill of exchange, which is an important duty or a responsibility of a collecting banker. Hope all the 5 points are clear to you. Due care and diligence in collection of checks, serving notice of dishonor, agent for collection, remittance of proceeds to customer, and the last one, collection of bills of exchange.